Family trips are always the most vibrant and vivid pages in a child's childhood diary. However, behind the eager smiles, colorful luggage, and the vision of sun-drenched golden sands, the interior of a car often turns into a highly demanding mobile classroom. In that confined space, moving at high speeds requires absolute discipline, and any childhood curiosity or impulsiveness can accidentally cross the line of safety. On Saturday morning, the atmosphere in the vanilla-scented Oak home was much more bustling than usual. The small family was preparing for their first beach trip of the summer. Daniel was swiftly carrying large suitcases to the trunk of the SUV parked in front of the door. He exuded an active, athletic vibe in a navy blue polo shirt, sand-colored khaki shorts, and sunglasses hanging loosely from his collar. Emma was double-checking the snack bag, radiating a glowing, free-spirited beauty in a floral chiffon maxi dress, a wide-brimmed straw hat, and beach flip-flops. Leo, the most excited character today, was skipping around the yard in a crab print tank top and bright orange swim trunks. The trunk closed with a solid thud, marking the moment of departure. However, the first lesson was lying in wait the moment the car door opened. Once everyone was seated, Emma reached over to buckle Leo's seatbelt in the back seat. Suddenly, the 6-year-old swatted her hand away. His overexcitement made Leo unwilling to be restrained. He squirmed, pushing the belt away. "I'm not wearing it. It is so tangled. It is too tight and I cannot breathe. I want to sit freely so I can look outside." Para. Daniel, who had just started the engine, immediately turned the key off. The engine fell silent, returning a suffocating stillness to the cabin. From the driver's seat, he turned completely around. Daniel's perspective on car safety was a fortress wall with no back doors. His pupils constricted, his gaze immediately squinting sharply to pin down his pouting son. His eyebrows surged together, forming a deep furrow of non-compromise. He pressed his lips tightly together, his nostrils flaring slightly. "Para!" "No," Leo gulped. "This car will not roll a single centimeter if your seatbelt is not buckled," Daniel said in a deep, authoritative, and icy voice. There was no shouting, but the power radiating from him made Leo freeze. "Your safety is not something to be bargained with." Para. Leo stuck his lip out, furrowing his brows in frustration. The boy crossed his arms, tears welling in his eyes, feeling forced. Emma let out a sigh. She gently placed her hand on Daniel's shoulder, giving it a slight squeeze so he would understand the deterrence was enough. And now it was time for her to explain. Emma unbuckled her own seatbelt and climbed into the back to sit next to her son. She did not force the belt on him right away but looked deeply into Leo's tearful eyes. "Leo, look at me," Emma said, her voice soothing but incredibly serious. "Do you see Daddy's shoulders tensing up and his eyes squinting so scarily? Daddy refuses to drive not because he wants to bully you. He is protecting your life. You complain this belt is restrictive, but do you know what happens when the car is moving fast? A dog runs across the road and Daddy has to slam on the brakes? Your body will be thrown forward like a bullet. You will hit your head on the seat and get severely injured." Para. Emma stroked his hair, pulling the seatbelt across her own chest to demonstrate this belt is like the giant arms of a superhero hugging you tight when there is danger. You feel a little uncomfortable on your chest, but it keeps you absolutely safe. When you refuse the seatbelt, you are refusing the family's protection. Do you want to be a safe boy going to the beach with us, or shall we cancel this trip and sit here forever? Para. Hearing his mother's analysis of the danger and facing the prospect of the beach trip being canceled, Leo's stubbornness completely collapsed. Sniffling, he pulled the seatbelt himself, clicking it into the buckle. Daniel looked through the rearview mirror. His eyes relaxing, he gave a slight nod to his wife and started the engine to roll out. Para! The drive lasted over 2 hours. As the car merged onto the coastal road, the smell of salty wind and the echoing sound of waves made the atmosphere in the car incredibly lively. Leo was ecstatic. In an uncontrollable moment of emotion upon seeing the blue ocean in the distance, the boy took it upon himself to unbuckle his seatbelt. Leo lunged forward right between the driver's and passenger seats, threw his arms around Daniel's neck from behind, and shouted, "Daddy, the ocean! The ocean!" Para! Leo's sudden action blocked Daniel's vision and tangled the arm holding the steering wheel. The SUV swerved slightly at high speed on the highway. Para! Daniel's heart plummeted to his stomach. A rush of adrenaline from sheer terror ran through his body. With the reflexes of a driver, he braced himself to straighten the wheel, glanced quickly in the rearview mirror, pulled over to the shoulder, and slammed on the brakes. The car stopped abruptly. The silence that followed was terrifyingly suffocating. Daniel whipped around. His face was pale white with fear, and immediately after, that fear morphed into a fiery rage. His eyes widened in a glaring stare. His eyebrows surged together so tightly that blue veins popped on his forehead. He ground his teeth audibly, his jaw muscles bulging. Daniel's nostrils flared repeatedly with his rapid breathing. Both his hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white. "Para! Leo! What on earth are you doing?" Daniel roared, his voice hoarse, echoing through the cabin. "You nearly killed this entire family, do you know that?" "Para!" Leo panicked and fell back onto the rear seat. His lips quivered violently, tears pouring down his face. He only meant to show love, never expecting to cause such a terrifying storm of anger. Emma had just endured a massive scare as well. Her chest heaved rapidly, but she knew she had to stay calm. Seeing Daniel gasping, his hands still gripping the steering wheel out of trauma, Emma placed a warm hand on her husband's shoulder, squeezing it tightly to pull him back to reality. Then, she unbuckled her seatbelt and turned to face Leo. Emma's face held none of its usual gentleness. It was incredibly cold and stern. "Para. Leo, look at Daddy's hands," Emma commanded, her voice sharp. "Do you see the blue veins and how Daddy's hands are shaking? Daddy is utterly terrified. When Daddy is driving, his eyes and his hands hold the lives of the 3 people in this family. By unbuckling your seatbelt and hugging Daddy's neck from behind, you blinded his vision and made him lose control of the wheel. If a truck had been passing by just then, we would not be sitting here talking." She lifted the sobbing child's chin. Love must be shown at the right time and in the right place. A hug when the car is driving on the highway is not love. It is a thoughtlessness that endangers lives. Your impulsiveness shattered the absolute safety boundary of the family. You owe Daddy your most sincere apology. "Para," Leo sobbed, crawling forward and bowing his head. "Daddy, I'm sorry, Daddy. I did not mean to scare you. I was wrong." "Para." Daniel let out a long, heavy sigh, loosening his grip on the steering wheel. He reached back to rub his son's head, his voice deep. "I accept your apology, but the punishment for taking off your seatbelt without permission and causing danger is that you will not be allowed to swim in the ocean today. You will sit on the shore to think about your actions. Safety leaves no room for repeated mistakes." Para. The car continued onto the small coconut tree-lined road leading to the resort. The cool ocean air rushed in. To change the suffocating atmosphere after the incident, Emma rolled the back window down halfway so Leo could breathe in the sea breeze. Para. Despite still being sad about the punishment, childhood curiosity is hard to suppress for long. Seeing the coconut branches brushing past, Leo curiously stood on his tiptoes, sticking his head and half his shoulder completely out the car window to catch the wind, reaching out to try and grab a leaf. Para. Looking through the rearview mirror, Daniel's pupils shrank in shock once again. His anger instantly flared up. This time, he did not slam the brakes to avoid throwing his son forward, but slowly pulled over to the curb, pressed the button to roll all windows up, and activated the child lock. Para. Daniel turned off the engine. He unbuckled his seatbelt and turned around. This time, his indignation shifted into a terrifying, solemn authority. He squinted his eyes sharply, his lips pressed tightly together into a perfectly straight line. He did not yell loudly, but every word he uttered was as heavy as lead. Para. Leo. Alls. Pull your head in and sit perfectly still, Daniel growled. I see it seems you are challenging every safety boundary of this house. Para. Leo pulled his neck in, his small shoulders shrinking. The boy fearfully darted his eyes toward his mother for help, but Emma was now in absolute agreement with her husband's anger. She crossed her arms, looking at Leo with eyes squinting in deep disappointment. This time I will not apologize for you, and Daddy is completely right to be angry. Sticking your head out of a moving car window is the act of a reckless person. Do you know there are motorcycles driving in the opposite direction out there? Sharp tree branches or flying rocks. With just one small collision, you would lose your face or even your life. Why do you constantly push yourself into danger even when Mom and Dad try so hard to protect you? Para. Emma was decisive because you do not know how to keep yourself safe. From now until we go home, your car window will be locked shut. You will not get to enjoy the ocean breeze from the car anymore. Freedom is only for those who know how to follow the rules. Para. Leo bowed his head, genuine tears of remorse pouring down onto his orange swim trunks. The boy understood he had gone too far. When the car parked in front of the resort lobby, the murmuring sound of the waves, blending with the seagulls, seemed to sing a love song of the ocean. But for Leo, the trip began with 3 invaluable lessons on iron discipline. Daniel and Emma showed that the journey of parenting cannot lack the clear-cut authority of the father to protect lives, and the sharp empathy of the mother to educate awareness. They accepted being the villains in their child's eyes for a few moments, to ensure their child could safely walk the thousands of miles ahead.